The young lady worth $1 billion went to her rural boyfriend's home for Christmas for the first time. She originally thought his family was poor, but they had steak worth $100,000 per pound. Even the taste was the same as what she once had at a Michelin restaurant. Seeing her boyfriend completely unfazed, the woman immediately realized that the man's identity was not simple. Little did she know, the boyfriend's parents were trillionaire world's richest people, and the man was their only heir. The reason he hid his identity and lived in the countryside was to train his son's willpower and to help him find a wife who didn't care about money. But the man thought his family was very poor. To deal with his family's pressure to marry, he went to a billiards club and decided that before Christmas, he would rent a girlfriend to take home. When he found a suitable girl, he nervously asked her, but she thought he was crazy. He had no choice but to switch to another girl. Unexpectedly, she agreed. The man immediately grabbed her hand happily, ready to go home. But the next second, he saw the girl's boyfriend. He could only leave in fear. When he found the next one, he heard she wanted $20,000 a day. He could only give up. Just when the man was about to give up, a beautiful woman stopped him, saying she was willing to be his girlfriend and didn't want any money, but the condition was that he had to pretend to be her boyfriend too, to help her deal with her mother. The man immediately agreed after hearing this, but their figures walking out together were seen by Jack, the rich young master who had always pursued the woman. He followed them to the village. Meanwhile, the man's parents, after hearing he was bringing home a girlfriend, immediately covered up the valuables in the house, but still invited a five-star hotel's head chef just to welcome their son's girlfriend. That evening, the man brought his girlfriend back to the village. Looking at the shabby yard, the woman was shocked and widened her eyes. Before she could react, Jack ran up to them. He immediately insulted the man, saying outright that he was just a poor tramp, and if she married him, she would end up picking trash. But the woman didn't want to pay Jack any attention at all. She left with the man. Watching their backs as they left, Jack decided to wait at the door for the woman to regret it. Seeing the beautiful woman, the man's grandmother happily held her hand, but the mother saw Jack outside the door and directly ordered the servants to drive him away. Then she warmly brought the girl into the room. Seeing the million-dollar dinner in front of her, the woman took just one bite and was shocked, her eyes wide open. But her boyfriend showed no suspicion at all, saying these were just his usual meals. Not until the mother said that the neighbor's daughter was a Michelin restaurant chef did the woman drop her doubts. But at this moment, the mother handed her a $1 million gift. The grandmother went even further, putting a $2 billion bracelet on the woman's wrist. Seeing this, the man hurried to stop it, because the two weren't really a couple. That night, the man wanted to take back his grandmother's bracelet. Although the girl agreed, she asked him to accompany her home and drive away her pursuer. To get his grandmother's bracelet back, the man agreed without hesitation. The next day, the woman took the man to her company. It was only then that the man realized the woman was his boss, and the Jack who was kicked out yesterday was the company's vice president. Seeing his angry boss, the man immediately wanted to leave, but the woman threatened him with the bracelet. He could only stay and cooperate with her, but when Jack tried to get physical, he still stood in front of the woman, telling her not to be afraid and to stand behind him. But his actions reminded the woman of when she was in school, when she was threatened by a tramp for money because of her identity. Fortunately, a male classmate appeared in time and protected her. That male classmate also said the exact same words. Looking at the similar back, the woman immediately realized the man was that same classmate. She couldn't help but feel affection for him. After Jack left, the woman brought the well-dressed man back to her home. The moment she saw the man, the woman's mother thought he was Jack and warmly invited them in. Meanwhile, the grandmother already knew the man had gone to the woman's house, so she immediately called the butler in a meeting, asking him to prepare a $1 trillion gift for her grandson. For this, she even gave up a deal with the president. At that moment, the man was exposed the moment he walked in, because the real Jack had also arrived at the woman's home. After learning the man's identity, the mother angrily scolded her daughter. Seeing her daughter's persistence, the mother had no choice but to compromise and let them in. Noticing the man's demeanor, the father couldn't help but suspect his identity, so he decided to test him, asking him and Jack to evaluate the antique painting he had just bought. But to his surprise, the man not only named the artist, but also its strengths and the purpose of its creation. But Jack was unwilling to lose, so he challenged the man to a violin competition. The moment he heard the music, the father doubted the man's identity even more, because such playing was on par with a national-level performer, so he pulled his daughter aside and asked about the man's real identity. But the daughter said the man was just an ordinary farmer. Just then, the father noticed the bracelet on his daughter's wrist again. After learning it was a gift from the grandmother, the father became even more certain the man's identity was extraordinary, because this bracelet was a $2 billion auction piece. After hearing this, the woman was shocked, eyes wide open. She couldn't believe the boyfriend she had casually found was actually a hidden billionaire. But she still wanted to ask the man personally.